Hey there, and welcome back to the Sprouting Spoons online cooking classes. This month we're going to be making one of my favorite crock pot dishes. It's a Central American stew called a pozole, and it is going to be, with all of its spices, soup-erb. So for our pozole, we're going to need 4 cups of chicken broth, one 14-ounce can of hominy. If you're not a huge fan of hominy, you could use regular sweet corn. We have 1 whole onion, 3 cloves of garlic, 2 poblano peppers, 2 teaspoons of oregano, cumin, and black pepper, 2 chicken breasts, and my favorite part, a lot of garnishes. We've got watercress, little tortillas, avocado, tomato, and a radish. So the hardest part of making a pozole, in my opinion, is just cutting up all of your vegetables, because we're just going to throw it in a slow cooker and let it do its thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by chopping up our poblano, and we're going to cut a little strip in, and then keep going around to try to avoid all those seeds so they kind of will come out in one big lump. And then we're going to just go and slice into fairly small little strips here, like so. Poblanos aren't too spicy. They're a little hotter than a bell pepper, so you don't really have to worry about wearing gloves. If you wanted them to be a little spicier in the dish, you could use a serrano. That would be very tasty. Or I would recommend adding a serrano, not replacing. And we're just going to take our strips and go back and make little dices. I've already diced up our other one, and that can just go straight into the bottom of our crock pot there. We're going to go ahead and cut our onion. We have the root end and the stem end. We're going to just cut the stem end completely off and get rid of that. And then we're going to take our root end and just kind of nip at it so that we still have the root attaching everything in there. And then we're going to just go ahead and just slice it in half and remove our outer layer. We're going to do that to the other side as well. We're going to go ahead and dice this up. So for our garlic, I like to just leave nice large slices. By large, I just mean whole. I'd like them still to be a little bit thin so you don't have giant slices of garlic sticking out there and getting a little spicy. But I do like the texture and the flavor contrast that you get when you do get a large piece in there. So again, I'm just going to go and I'm going to give these nice large-ish slices, large thin slices of garlic in here. And then that's going to go straight in to our crock pot with all of our peppers and onion. So after your onion and peppers and garlic are all in the crock pot, we're going to go ahead and add in our hominy and our chicken, and our spices and broth, and just let it simmer all day. So after 4 or 6 hours, depending on how high you have your slow cooker setting, your chicken should be nice and tender, and some of your liquid will have reduced down. It'll smell amazing. But we're going to go ahead and take our chicken out onto a cutting board just to make it a little bit easier. We're going to go ahead and just flake it off like this. And then we'll go set it back into the broth to let it completely get all mixed together. And we will then work on our garnishes, which is my favorite part of the pozole because it's a great dish to share and kind of provides a familial aspect because, like I said, you can share it really nicely and everyone can kind of customize their own piece. So some of my favorite garnishes, I have a little watercress, but you could absolutely use some cilantro or iceberg lettuce. I have some tortas because I like how big they are, but they're essentially just big tortilla chips. And we also have some avocado, which will add a little creaminess to the soup, some radish, which will add a little crunch, and then some tomato if you like. So like I said, this is my favorite part. Lots of customization able to be happening here. Got a little bit of our broth and our chicken, nice and hearty as you can tell. We're going to just add a pinch of our watercress, some nice bright radishes, a couple little tablespoons of tomatoes in there, and some avocado, and then so much fun with our giant tortas. Crack it in the side there. Mix it in with the broth, kind of gives you a big variety. So much color, so much fun. Smells amazing, all that cumin. And get some of this extra stuff in. Okay. There's so many textures in there with all those extra little fixings we added, but that broth is so flavorful with all the cumin and chicken. You're gonna love this. We'll see you next time.